Hi everyone, it's Victoria, the Soul Nurturer, here to offer some nurturing love and support for your soul and mine too. You know, the other day I went out to do my regular meditation. I don't know if it's ever regular because new things are always happening, new insights, and even where I meditate changes. I like variety. Anyway, this spontaneous, beautiful, I guess, download of a meditation sort of was happening as I was going into my meditation, and it helped me so much. And I kind of went with it. And then when I was done, I just typed out some of what I caught in that spontaneous meditation, and I'm going to try to take you through it right now. This meditation, the purpose of it, it's sort of an inner clearing and a being with what is in the world and within us and doing our part. You know, I talk about that a lot. We can't change what's happening in the world. We only have control and need to take responsibility for what's happening in our minds, our being, our body. That's where the work begins. Our inner work allows us to ripple out what we want to contribute into the world rather than contaminating. You can either contribute or contaminate. What's your choice? Well, if you've got contaminated thoughts running about in your mind, you've got a lot of judgment, a lot of tension because you're reactive to what you're witnessing in the world, that's an indicator to go in and find the corresponding energy or beliefs or patterns within you. So I haven't come up with the name of this yet. I think that as I reviewed it, I thought it's a lot. It reminds me of the Tonglen practice that one of my mentors taught me years ago. I think it's a variation on that theme. I haven't practiced the Tonglen practice for a long time, so if this seems familiar to you, maybe it has a hint of that, but it's kind of a new variation. I mean, I've never experienced it quite like this. So anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to drop into meditation, and I'm going to take you through, again, what I verbalize often. We need to embrace what is, accept what is, work with what is on the inner, and then make conscious choice about what we want to hold within us that is holding us. We can be triggered and reactive and stuck in stress and tension and fear. Fear is really important to work with right now. Fear is big and large in lots of us right now. So the concept of the Course in Miracles, concept that there's only two energies in the world, fear or love. Which one are you holding? Or which one is running your life? And which one are you seeing the world through? Fear or love? So at the end of this meditation, the goal is to restore your body, mind, system to being a container of love that supports you and helps you have clarity and greater connection to your authentic self, not your conditioned self, which was birthed out of fear. Our conditioned selves are birthed out of fear and the desire to feel safe, to feel included, to belong, and to get our basic human needs met. Our authentic self is birthed into the world from love. That's what I believe anyway. And again, what I share on here is just my opinion through my years as a transformational hypnotherapist and soul guide, 19 plus years, and then my own personal journey of seeking and unfolding and learning and growing. So take what helps and disregard the rest, okay? You, I always say, are the expert of you, okay? If what I say resonates, great, be with it, absorb it, let it be supportive to you, and may it nurture your soul. Okay, so let's go into this meditation. And if you have any ideas of what to call it, I'm open for that because it's honestly just brand new. Came to me about 3 days ago. So I'm not sure what to call it just yet. Being with what is and returning to love, I'm not sure. I just want to say one other thing about fear. Again, I'm witnessing a lot of fear in people, my clients, people I love. Fear is kind of partnered with, the greatest fear we have is the fear of the unknown. We are all right now in a kind of a holding place of unknown. We don't know what's going to happen. And so there's a lot of fear. And when there's fear, what we try to do, what happens is, this is an interesting thing of our human minds. When we're in fear, we try to find certainty. So we hold on to a belief that feels like, okay, this is what I believe, and this gives me some certainty or some false sense of knowing, right? Okay, well, transformation is about surrendering all we think we know to discover what's still possible. So just notice in your body as we go through this, are you clutching to fear? Are you being led by fear? And I'll guide you a little bit more with that in just a moment. Or are you able to really keep that sense of love and connection to your own being, to Creator, to however you connect to a higher power? And which one are you holding, fear or love? We'll start there probably. Okay, so let's go ahead and get yourself in a comfortable position. You can pause this video and come back when you're ready. I'd like to take just a seat, take a seat. I love that old book, Seat of the Soul. I sit with my soul in meditation. Or if you want to lie down, you can do that. And hey, if you're outside, taking this video outside, lie on the ground. Nothing better than that. I think it's expands the potential of receiving what you need. Okay, enough chitter chatter. Let's get in. Let's drop in to this meditation. Okay. Really, the concept of this meditation is to not resist what is. What you resist persists. We're going to work with the energy of what is, transmute it, and shift from within to contribute something that is of value and support to the world. All right. So go ahead and just close your eyes. I'm going to go back and forth between closing my eyes and going through the practice, and then opening my eyes because I need to possibly look at my notes. But just start here. Eyes closed, turning away from the external world, giving yourself this time, claiming this time, this space for you to do your own inner work, to fill up your well, to be present to what is within you, what you're holding. I like to say what you're holding that's not holding you. You may also notice it this way, what you've absorbed. A lot of people that watch my channel, I have a few that do comment and I love it and send me messages, identify when I talk about being an empath. And those of us who do resonate with that term, empath, or highly sensitive person, we can easily absorb what is going on in the world, the toxicity, the intensity. So that's why this meditation, I think, is so helpful. Okay, so just breathing in to your body, right here, claiming the space for you within your being, and just breathing in to your body with compassionate awareness, just noticing. What are you noticing in this moment on the inner? How is your energy? How's your heart? I like to ask that question to my clients and friends. How's your heart? Our heart, this vessel of love and compassion and acceptance, can also absorb or be triggered into fear or triggered into resentment or anger. But we can return it to its baseline of compassion and love. How's your heart? Remember that old commercial, what's in your wallet? I like to say, what's in your heart? And noticing how you're feeling, breathing in more deeply all the way into your belly, really forming that full connection to body, mind, and soul, breathing in. Let your breath expand through your body, expanding your awareness and connection to self and soul and mind. How does your body feel? Are you noticing any pain or discomfort? Are you noticing any tension? Just noticing how your body is feeling. And now what I want you to notice as I say the following statement, what happens in your body? Or what else you notice? Basically with this meditation, we're opening with our curiosity and awareness and focus. gathering information that we can help through this meditation to transmute, to shift, and then call in what is needed. But first, noticing. Transformation always begins with that awareness. Breathing in, noticing the body. And now, think about, as you're connected to your body and noticing that inner environment, your inner climate, emotions. They're just not in our minds, they're throughout our entire body. Discomfort in the body can be connected to stuck emotion. Emotion is energy in motion that needs to be moved. If we don't know what to do with it, it sits in our body. There's a lot of accumulated grief right now because we don't know what to do with the uncertainty and all of the changes and challenges in the world. And whenever we're displaced from what was, it's natural to open a grief response. So you may notice that. So here, now we're going to move into thinking about what's happening in the world and what that feels like in your body. Thinking about the things that are challenging most to you, things that trigger you, things that you judge, the division that we're observing, the anger, there's a lot of ugliness. I call it the ugliness of of our world that's surfacing, being revealed to be healed. But first, we've got to see it and be with it before we can make different choice. So just notice the things that you judge. Maybe you can recall a recent time watching the news or interacting with someone who can feel toxic to you or challenging to you. And really noticing now as you're really connected to your body, breathing in through your heart into your body with that higher awareness. What does your body feel like when you think about that person or the situation in the world or uncertainty or people who are doing things that are really not in alignment with your values or our political system? Or what's going on with the uncertainty of the virus. Notice that in your body. Do you notice any fear rising? Do you notice any tightness? Just noticing. Now, we're going to lean into what is to dissolve some of this intense energy. See, if we don't lean into it, it just stays stuck, that intensity. I hear a lot of people talking about, and I'm one of them, feels so intense, and that feels like there's so much going on, and yet we're supposed to be pausing. And life is not what it used to be. We're in the process of unfolding a new normal and a new life and a new world. And it's exhausting, and it can feel heavy. So we're going to dissolve some of this intense energy, and here's how we're going to do it. Staying connected inward. First, noticing your breathing, and make sure you're breathing all the way into your belly. If you are breathing only into your chest, that is an indicator that you currently are in a fear response. It's important to notice that when you're moving through your day-to-day life. Notice your breathing. If your breathing is shallow, you're in a fight, flight, or freeze response. Simple solution. Breathe in deeply, and it's important to breathe in with maybe a message to your mind-body system like, I am safe, all is well. And breathe all the way into your belly or all the way down to your toes if you can, deepening that breath, deepening the flow of that energy moving through your body, making deeper connection. Now, you can say this out loud or just think it, and I'm going to start you through this process, and you can come up with your own phrases that are really the things that grip you in fear, or the things that grip you in uncertainty, or prevent you from being in that authentic flow of your true nature, which is all love. Our true natures are love, and all the beautiful fruits of the spirit of joy and all that comes out of that. So here's what we're going to do. So think this in your mind, feel it, or say it out loud. Let's start here. And breathing into your body, connected, noticing how you are in this moment, and breathing out with this thought. There is so much discord in the world. Breathing in, there is so much discord in me. Breathing out, there is so much tension in the world. Breathing in, there is so much tension in me. So with the breath out, first we're stable, breathing in and out just naturally, normally. But then when we're working with the energy of what's in the world, we're going to breathe out and feel it and breathe back in and find that corresponding energy within yourself. You may feel like as we're doing this, there's no division in me. There's no anger in me, but just bring the awareness inward, because reaction is, if we're having a reaction, it's like we have a circuit or an outlet that energy is plugging into. So it is within us, as within, so without, right? Okay. So these are just some of my phrases. Come up with your own. Again, what you're noticing in the world. You can go specific to a person, which is kind of shadow work, or collectively what you're noticing. Okay. So there is so much division in the world. There is so much division within me. Now, this is the part that we're not resisting anything. We're just being with all of it. Breathing out. There is so much animosity in the world right now. Breathing in. There is so much animosity in me. Breathing out. There is so much fear in the world. Breathing in. There is so much fear within me. And you can continue. The point of this is to really level that energy. Yep, there it is. I notice it on the external. It's within me. Okay? Now, in this next step, we're going to invite in a loving presence, whatever that may be for you, to be with us. For some of you, it may be Jesus. For some of you, it may be your best friend. For some of you, it may be a loving presence in nature, that when you are in that place, you feel loved and held, and it's sacred for you. Whatever works for you. So now, we're going to just imagine being in the presence of love, that person, that being, where we feel safe, where we feel connected to the sacred, where we can tether into something beyond this world, or as simple as just tethering into love, connecting to love, dissolving more of the fear that we may have noticed in our bodies and that we certainly have noticed in the world. You know, we may not see eye to eye, but it's important that we stay connected heart to heart. We're all in this together. And though we may disagree, what's most painful is where we choose to stop loving. So connecting to the being that most reminds you to choose love, where you feel the safest, most connected, more hope generated, cultivated. And just have that moment of connection, reminder that you're not alone. And now we're going to, I call it, take a love bath or a love shower. We're going to clear and move any of that other residual energy with just imagining being filled up with love from the crown of our head down through our entire body, and inviting in love. For some of you, you can imagine Jesus putting his hands over your head and just letting the love just flow down. Or you can be seated outside next to a tree, nestled up to a tree, and maybe in your most favorite place in nature, and just feeling the love everywhere and just saturating your body. I know this may sound strange for some of you, but trust me on this, that if you choose to focus inward on love and to receive the love you need, it's going to help you reset and be able to see and have a different, clear perspective, to see the world through new awareness, with a greater possibility of contributing what is yours and only yours to contribute: your purpose, your blessings. So just letting yourself feel the clearing within from this inner bath of love. And now we're going to go back to some breath work, and we're going to contribute. Now we're going to start within and breathe out into the world, and then return from what we're contributing, imagining it expanding and coming back to us. For what we put out into the world comes back to us. Okay? So keep your eyes closed. If you've opened them to look at me, you can close them again and stay connected to you, connected to your body, connected to your soul. And you might even want to put your hand over your heart. That might help here too. So breathing in. There is so much love within me. Breathing out. There is so much love within the world. Breathing in. There is so much acceptance in here. Breathing out. There is so much acceptance out there. Breathing in. There is so much peace within me. Breathing out. There is so much peace in the world. Do you get what we're doing here? So now we're in the contributing phase. First, we dissolved what was in the world we perceived, felt in our bodies, dissolved it by embracing it and clearing with some love. And now we're contributing what we want to experience in the world. It starts with us. So find a few more phrases that support you with this setup of there is so much within me, and breathing out, there is so much in the world. And so again, to offset some of that old energy, judgment, we turn it into acceptance. There is so much compassion within me. Breathing out. There is so much compassion in the world. There is so much joy within me. There is so much joy within the world. And you can keep working with those phrases, add your own. And now here's the next step. And that is that as we clear what's in the way of seeing more empowered choices and possibilities, we reset our brain. There's a function in the brain called the reticular activating system. It's kind of like Google search, and it's always searching, and mostly connected to negativity bias, which is the function of the brain that keeps us safe. We look for everything that's wrong in the world so we can feel like we have some control over it and try to work with it, only we don't usually work with it. We get stuck in negativity, and we get stuck in seeing over and over again the things that cause us fear and the things that challenge us. So in this clearing, we can search in our reticular activating system, or Google search, by putting up a search word so that we can further reinforce what it is we want to experience and see and empower in the world and expand in the world. So closing your eyes if they're not closed, and imagine just putting up this word, and you can think of it also as intention. I intend to experience more, and then put that word in. And so let's work with compassion. I want to experience, feel, and see more compassion. within me and in the world. So we're putting that in Google search. And now to further enhance the state you want, excuse me, I have a little frog in my throat. Just gonna love that, what is. Now, letting our Google mind find more compassion, go ahead and let yourself and just allow what arises. If you don't have 3 places you can find compassion, that's okay. It'll come, I promise you. Maybe it'll pop up in the middle of the day after you're done with this meditation. But first, look for compassion within you. Where have I observed compassion in myself today? Have I been compassionate with my thoughts? Have I been compassionate with my actions? Have I been compassionate with my self-care? Again, it starts within us. We start there first. And now let's look for compassion in the world. 3 places you experienced compassion, either directly with another person or you witnessed a compassionate action. I like to say compassion in action. And find 3 if you can. And it may be a video you saw on Facebook, or you may have noticed when you were out and about someone doing something compassionate for someone. The other day I was hustling and bustling around and had my debit card in my back pocket, and it fell out when I was going from store to store. When I returned to the store, I realized I lost the debit card. I went to the counter and there it was. Someone had returned it. That was compassion to me. So find 3 examples of compassion in the world. And just notice as we're doing this, how your body is feeling. How is your energy feeling? For me, when I did this meditation the first time, it just felt like I was just flowing. And there was so much, like I did have a deep inner shower and felt clean and clear and back to my essence. I hope you're feeling some of this as well. So now, the next and last step is, if you know my work is all about creating soul vision to help us move towards what is possible yet. And I was talking with someone yesterday and I said, having vision, having faith is the compass that helps us move through uncertainty. So we're going to just allow a spontaneous vision to arise in this moment. So I want you to just, with your eyes closed, breathing into the highest possibility for you in this moment, despite what is. Now that we've shifted some of the energy and got to a nice, beautiful flow of energy that supports us and contributes to the world, allow an image to form or a vision of you being held in this energy. What's different when you're held with compassion and love and trust? What's different for you? And now we're going to imagine this energy flowing out into the world, this vision of what's possible in the world when more people choose love, more people choose to stay connected from our hearts, even though we may disagree. What's possible in this uniting with ourselves and the world? And what's possible, and we need to go to these possibilities to feel it, to give it energy, and to hold it. As we hold it in us, it is possible to contribute it into the world. So what is possible? This world as we can vision together for higher possibilities. There's so much focus on what's not working and what the problems are. Yes, we notice those and then we bounce off of that. We work with that and then we come back to possibility thinking. So perhaps there's someone that you love, but there's been division with. And sometimes as we do this work, I call it spirit to spirit, that's enough. And if we can have a real conversation with them to clear anything, that would be awesome and ideal, but not always possible. So work with just imagining, and our imagination is connected to our souls, imagining having that connective conversation, that conversation that is full of compassion and love and acceptance. Or imagine someone out in the public arena. This may be a stretch, but someone prominent who was connected to all the triggering energy. Imagine that person too, held in love, dissolved from fear, and leading from their highest essence. It's possible for all of us. It's not some of us, all of us. Okay, so from this place of visioning now, keeping this state, and again, hand over heart helps us really just, I want to set my thermostat for my inner climate right here to what I'm feeling. And this is the energy that holds us. And this is like, if you ever had the experience where you're in a room and someone walks in and it's like a breath of fresh air moving in the room, that's what you get to contribute. This breath of fresh air of love and compassion and peace that starts within you and ripples out into the world. So this is my little meditation. I think next time I'll just go through the process without slowing down the steps. But practice on your own, adjust accordingly, find your own phrases. We're all unique, although we're having very, very similar experiences from what I can tell. And we're all so connected. So if this helped me, I'm certain it'll help some of you, and I hope it does. I hope this time together nurtured your soul and allowed you to reclaim an inner environment that feels cozy and good and supportive so that you can go out into the world and do what you and only you can do, and to contribute from this place into your families, your friends, and beyond, so that we can all create a more amazing possible future together. Okay, much love to you. We'll see you next time.